Record. There we go. Over to you, Cory.
Oh, I should start now.
Yeah, I think let's do the demo first, and then we'll go into Q&A. We'll maybe do a little bit of a focus on the Chatafisha team after you're done with the data posts. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, sounds
Awesome.
good.
Cool.
So I just need to share screen.
Right. Let me.
All right, can y'all see my screen? I think that I've been able to.
Cool.
So what I'm going to walk through today is a new feature that our dev and product team have been working on over the past several months. It's called data posts. Hopefully y'all are familiar at this point with our project pages, the ability to create those and edit those after creating a profile. If you're not familiar with that, I believe that we've gone over that in previous community calls and maybe even dug into it on some ecocredit builder labs. So there should be some videos as well as guides on guides.regen.network where you can get an overview of the creation of a profile and a project page. So here I've got a project page, Dudley Farm. We'll click into it. And so what I'm going to be walking through today is this feature of data posts where for the first time, you can actually start to publish artifacts of data, be them monitoring reports, project plans, blog post style updates to your community onto a stream that's on your project page. And those all of those posts that you make actually are anchored and connected directly to the blockchain Regen ledger. And if you do have a blockchain wallet set up for your account, then you're also able to attach a digital signature to these posts as well, which isn't required. So you can still do this with just an email-based account, and I'll walk through that experience first. But if you do have a blockchain wallet set up as well through Kepler, then you have the additional feature of being able to attach a signature to these posts. So what these look like, we now have this section on our project pages called data stream, which shows a list of the different posts. These ones don't have too much content to them as these were ones that I was testing out myself. But if you click on one of them, then you'll see kind of what the post looks like in its full view. And before digging into these ones that I had created previously, let's go through the create flow, and then we can walk through the whole experience of what they look like when they're posted after that. So you can create a post both from within this main project page, but also if you're on the index page of kind of your projects, you see there's a call to action right here for you to create the post as well. So let's create it here. Let's say that this post is going to be titled submitting our project plan to the registry. We can add a comment to it saying, maybe we'll say, we're excited that our project plan has now been finalized. We're attaching it here in this data post for our community to see. Excited for the work to come. Now I can go in and attach a file. So here is a PDF file of the project design document. I can then attach a specific location to this file. If I don't attach a specific location, then the default location from the project will be used. So let's go ahead and say that. So here's the project design document. Let's now say I want to add another file, maybe an image from our first day of monitoring. And now here for this one, maybe I do want to add a specific location. I can click to do so and zoom in to a specific location on the map. I'm in Los Angeles. Let's say that I really love this Park Franklin Canyon. Let's imagine that that it's right in Franklin Canyon where right at that reservoir where that image was taken, hypothetically. So apply. And now you have these privacy settings is the last thing that you can select when you're uploading a post. These privacy settings are either to make the entire post public, make the location data private so that the geolocations are not publicly visible, or make all of the file data private so that people can't download the raw files, but they could still read my description. Or you can make the entire post private so that no one can even see the title of the post. Let's go with a public post for this one. And for a private post, it's going to be still visible to me, and you're actually going to get a secret link that you can use to share with specific partners, be them the registry that you're working with, or with a potential buyer, or maybe you want to send out this post just to a private group of email subscribers. You can do that too. And the fact that it's private just means that it's not visible to people who just find their way to seeing your project page publicly. So now we've uploaded this post. Great. I can go back here and click in to view the actual post. We can see both of the images. Now we can see on the map view, here's the project location, which is West Hollywood, California, what I had selected. And then you can see the image is right around Franklin Canyon, where I had shown that. So this map view allows, if there are different files that have different geolocations associated with them, you're able to highlight that specifically on your post. You see my little text here, and then we can see on the timeline that it was created. So that's the basics of what you can access and be able to do with an email-based login, with the exception that we haven't explored here yet the ability to do a private post or have some of the data be private. But now let's go and try this again with a different browser where I've logged into the same account, but with my Kepler wallet attached. So here now, we can refresh and we should see that post that I just made. Sorry, my internet's a little slow today. And so again, let's go to the data post. Let's say this one is our monitoring day #1. Today was a great monitoring day. We saw, and I'll just use that same photo. I'll say we saw a bunch of horses.
Is there just curious, is there a way in which people might be using those comments to organize or to organize posts in a structured way?
I'm not sure what you mean. To organize posts? You mean to relate posts to each other?
Exactly, like tagging a post so that yeah. Is it
so it's just a free text field?
Yep.
Yeah. So if folks want to use text to do that, then they can. But you're asking about something like more structured, like machine readable?
I mean, I suppose you could put machine readable data or hashtags or other information in the comment that might help organize data posts for secondary usage, or like maybe your registry might say in your comment field you need to provide this type of information or something.
Can you? Yeah. I mean, maybe tell me a little bit more about this type of use case that you're imagining. Because maybe there's something that we're working on that I can connect that to.
I'm just thinking through if I'm a land steward, how to not have that, like what's what are the type of comments that are really adding value for me or for the users on the other end of this? Because presumably, obviously, this is about telling story. This is about monitoring, verification, services, and some other pieces. So I'm just kind of thinking, like, what are the types of comments that are going to be kind of commonly needed to achieve that type of extra value?
At this point, I think we've focused more on the storytelling component of it, and obviously built the sort of upload experience around that type of a use case, where it really it does look and feel, and it is much more of a storytelling tool than like a formal reporting tool. But that being said, I think we're wanting to see the uses of this to help inform how we want to create the structure of either the ways that these different posts relate to each other, or the way that they specifically relate to the project. So obviously, you know, if project plan submission is a use case that we're seeing quite often, and that we're seeing how people are using that, it'll probably be one of the first types of posts that we'll want to turn into a special post type with a special set of fields, a special type of structure to it. And the same might be true for certain types of monitoring events. But I think we're looking to first go with this more kind of storytelling type of post that's kind of free text form, and then let the uses of that sort of dictate how we want to further structure this out. That makes sense? So now I've got two photos in this one, and let's say for this time, I want to make the location data private. We'll just walk through this as an example too. So here, when I click publish, that should have triggered a signature. And I am connected to the correct wallet. So interesting. Well, you can imagine that when I had done that, I might have gotten a pop-up from my browser. If people are familiar with how Kepler works, it looks like this is a bug that, you know, I'll have to file with the team because this is still in beta. We haven't launched this feature yet. But where you can see what that should look like is, I think in one of these posts that I had made previously, maybe this testing post number 3. No, it wasn't this one. Oh, you know what? I think it's that the signature ones isn't merged into this full branch yet here. Yep. So I can send some screenshots of what this looks like, but I think that the dev feature that we had worked on, there's a pull request for it, and I was doing some testing of that, but I was mistaken that we haven't actually merged this the signature feature into our dev instance quite yet. But we can take a look at what it looks like to be able to see this monitoring post when the location is private. So here, you know, I'm the person who made the post. When I'm logging in, I can still see all of the data. I can see the location and the map view of these two images that I uploaded. And in Actions, there's a secret link that I can share. So if I open up a private browser and I go to that secret link, you can see it's the full map view, just as we see it here on the left. But if I share the public link, which is the one that will be publicly visible, here you just get a gallery view of the images, and it says location data is available only on request. And here we can go back to all of the posts. And okay, so I'm still logged in right now, which is why I think that's, oh no, it says location is private here. So here it's telling you that, you know, you're not able to see the location data for this post. And then when there's a private post, it just tells you there's one private post. So I'll stop sharing now. That's the yeah, that's the gist of it. We are still in development of this feature. We're hoping to have it live in the fall and to have at least on our staging kind of dev application a couple of exciting partner posts to showcase so that we can be sharing where this work is at New York Climate Week, where a bunch of our team will be in September. And yeah, looking forward to having people try this out. You can test it out now on dev.app.regen.network. And we're actively collecting feedback as we continue to work on the feature.
Yeah, we have Christian here saying that it would be great to have a tipping function integrated. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, so thanks so much, Cory. Before we go into any kind of breakout room, does anyone have any questions for Cory on the data posts? If you do have like a long-winded question, we are going to have breakout rooms in a few minutes where I'm going to put Cory in one of the rooms to just specifically talk about the data posts. I see we have Sam here. Hey, Sam. Maybe Sam, you can also be in the room with Cory, so people can answer any questions they have that are registry related. We'll also have another room with David, who will be talking about the demand side credits, which we've been working on a lot. I mean, the team has been working on a lot, and some UX needs as well. And then there'll be the main room, which I will be in, and I'll be just talking about the foundation and some of the dial pilots that we're doing. And yeah, let me just pause there in case anyone has a question, first of all.
Is now the time, or is it the breakout just to get general reflections on the demo and as a group? Is that appropriate now, or do we want to pull those into the workout?
Let's do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I would just say I'd love to hear from anyone on the call, just first instincts. Again, there's no bad response, really. Whatever first came to your mind, getting that kind of feedback is super, helpful around what you're excited about, improvements, opportunities. Do you see yourself using this product? If so, why? Or why not? How can it be upgraded, for you? So yeah, any responses would be lovely here.
Awesome. I think actually I can even just segue. I wanted the Chatafisha team who are here, David and Victor, to talk a little bit about their kind of project and how they're going to be using the data posts. And I'm just going to introduce them. Maybe they're working with plastic pickers in Tanzania who are taking the plastic out of the landfills and taking them to recycling banks, and they're creating tools for these collectives or mutualist groups of waste pickers. So I believe they created a data page or a project page yesterday. So maybe Victor or David, do you want to kind of answer David's question while giving us a little bit of a brief about yourselves before we go into the breakout rooms?
Yeah, for sure. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Victor Mogach. I'm based in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Yeah, super excited to be here. Thank you, Cory, so much for running us through the process. I think when we opened ours yesterday, we just used the email, and then it's very streamlined, very straightforward. And I think if your explanation made more clear, yeah, in Chatafisha, we're also trying to show proof of impact and proof of work. We created a marketplace and a point of sale POS where we collect data on plastic waste so we can formalize procurement of plastic as raw material, and then maybe hopefully upcycle it and then unlock more benefits to the pickers and just create a circular economy in the process. So I'm super excited to kind of try out places where we can share about our project and connect with a bigger region network. Yeah, I'm gonna let David also say something.
Yeah, hey guys, sorry, no proof of life today. There's no electricity on my side. bachelor, but I checked it out yesterday, and it was super smooth. Like Victor mentioned, you use that email. A couple quick things I noticed though. For instance, with us, we're dealing mostly with waste, so it asks, for instance, like how many acres or hectares. I'm not sure if that's really applicable in our situation. I think we might have to get a metric for that. That's mostly compatible. But also another thing is, for instance, with our DApp, there's an upload picture function, right? I think on DAO there's also an upload picture function, but over there we can have an option to export a CSV file, right? So I think having another feature to upload pictures again I'm not sure how that would work. For instance, if there is already a CSV file for reporting, and yes, David, Chatterfisher based in Tanzania. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents over there quickly from my experience and how I tested it out. But so far everything just seems so smooth for my side. Yeah, Shaila, I think you're muted.
Sorry about that, rookie mistake. Yeah, I said thank you so much for that. Thanks for sharing. And I guess I'm gonna leave it open to the floor for any other comments before we can go into the breakout rooms.
If anyone, just I'll make a pitch for mine. If anyone wants to talk about demand drivers for Regen's credits and the communities that are building on Regen and around Regen, what we're doing to support that, happy to drop in and also just get a high level sense of needs, make sure we're tracking with our project developers and their buyers. Like if you have a sense of what your buyers need to better understand and engage with your projects, please feel free to drop into my working group.
Okay, so just to repeat, I'm going to give everyone about a minute to comment, and then I'm going to make 2 breakout rooms, one with David and one with Cory, and then I'm going to be in the main room talking about the DAO pilots and other stuff that the foundation is working on. So in case anyone wants to be there. So give me a minute and I'll just get the rooms ready. Right. So everyone's going to be able to choose the breakout room. So you should have the option at the bottom of your Zoom. So I'm going to open the rooms right now. And yeah, feel free. I think we can be in those rooms for about 30, I think maybe 40 minutes, and then we can come back to the main room to discuss. If not, we probably just stay in the rooms and discuss till about 15 to. So I'll send you all a message to see, and the rooms should be open now. Okay, enjoy. Okay, seems it's just you and me, Sam.
Yay! That's kind of what I was hoping for.
How are you?
Good.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just running around my house,
no worries.
doing things as I listen in. Yeah, life is good. You know, Regen's been good. Enjoying summer up here.
Nice.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been good. Just getting back into work and all things, you know.
Right, did you have your kid?
Yeah, I
Oh my
did.
gosh, congrats!
He's 6 months old now.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, he's like he's a big boy now. It's like
Yeah.
we're almost in the phase where I have to just like start running after him. He's like he's
Like
so
just
ready.
crawling around like crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean he's like kind of trying to climb everything at the moment,
Yeah.
and not so much like crawling, but he's not big on being on the ground. So every
Yeah.
chance he gets, he wants to get up and like try and walk. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you have to crawl before you walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just not having it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I was in the summer. I was in Poland for the summer, which was really nice. But then we came back and it's kind of like, well, I wouldn't say cold, but it is colder, you know, it's getting to
Right.
like 13 degrees. And
Right.
it's just, everyone's just like, oh, summer holidays. And I'm
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
no, but yeah,
Yeah.
everything's good. And being back at work is really nice. It's,
I bet.
yeah, it's like, I just really didn't want him to be like a mama's boy, you know? So,
Yeah.
and it's like, yes, I love you, but I also want you to like hang out with other people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have like friends and family that are helping raise him as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I live in like a shared kind of communal compound. So the
Oh,
neighbors
cool.
are
That's
constantly like,
awesome.
yeah, the neighbors are just constantly like coming and just taking him, which is really
Yeah.
nice. And I have a nanny who comes from 2 to 6, which is really awesome. Oh,
Yeah.
Tika's here too.
Oh.
Super.
Yeah, I don't know if I would like I haven't really thought too much seriously about having kids, but if I did, I'd love to do like the community kind of raising and yeah.
Important. Yeah. Hey,
Mhm.
Tika.
Hey, Tika.
Hey, I'm driving. Sorry, guys. A little in and out.
No worries. I just put everyone into breakout rooms.
Okay, cool.
So we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
How is it? Are there few participants?
Yeah,
Not-
I saw this new guy called Ben Swainback.
Yeah, I know Ben. I invited him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he had an opportunity for funding that he was excited to share that I put in the high-low as well.
Which is probably why David jumped at that opportunity. He took him into his room. That's cool. And yeah, we have like 3 Kenyans, which is interesting. Probably just from my LinkedIn post.
I was gonna say,
That's
do you like, are any of them associated with Chatafisha or?
No, they're just randoms. Probably from my LinkedIn post. The power of social media. I just have 3 random people here. Cyrus.
Yeah, I thought I heard one of them say Chatafisha, but maybe it was just.
That's Chatafisha was here. That's David and Victor that from Tanzania, but not the other participants. I don't know. I really don't know them.
Cool.
Luke Smith is familiar. I think he's someone you know.
He's the TGI. He's the ED of TGI. Yeah.
And Rodrigo Venegas.
I don't know Rodrigo.
Yeah. And then we've got Alwyn, but I think he's from IXO. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't think it would be this many people for, summer.
Yeah. How's Chatafisha and how's all the DAO stuff going along?
It's going pretty well. Right now I think they've done a few proposals out there. So yeah, it's going pretty well. It's just a little slow. I think they had already made a lot of decisions pre-DAO, so it's kind of just like, okay, now we can't like force a decision,
Right. In terms of the tooling that they're using, or
Yes, yeah, because
Yeah.
like we're trying to get all this documentation for all this like decision making and signaling that they're going to use.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. I think it's just a pilot, so we'll just see how it goes. Do you know who Gabe Travis is?
Yeah, Gabe is from CCT, Coastal Carbon Trust in the Pacific Northwest. They do like the biochar
All
project.
right. Yeah, he presented last time. Okay, so let me
Yeah.
just admit him, and then let me tell him to go to a room. Let's see.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, Gabe. Hi.
Gabe.
Hi. Oh, and Burke. Okay, so we've got a few people coming in right now. So there's a few, hang on, I'm just gonna wait for Burke to join. Okay, hi, Burke. So, Soto, we've got a few breakout rooms going on right now that I can direct you to. There's one on data posts that Cory is talking about. And then David Fortson is talking about the demand side of credits. So you can just let me know which one you'd want to go to, and I can direct you there. Oh, looks like we lost Gabe. So it's just you, Soto.
It's funny with all the AI note takers.
I don't know. Do people even read these?
I don't know. I rarely put them in. Every once in a while I'll put it in if I'm having a conversation like that I wanna maybe like put into like an AI model. Like I've had like a few conversations around like registry stuff that it's like, oh, like I'm gonna talk with like Austin or Gregory or someone about this and like want to record it, and then I'll just like put the transcript in. But other than that, I don't read them.
Yeah. It's really bulky. No, it's like now you can have an AI that can do the transcript, and an AI to do the summary, an AI to get you an audio description. It's like I love it. It's kind of scary, but kind of cool at the same time. But yeah, no, I mean it's really promising, the work that they're doing, and I think it's really interesting to have this kind of like feedback loop, you know, and so they can like now influence the DAO folks and kind of, you know, tell them, look, this is actually not working, that this is what we need, you know. So I think that's really cool. I do know that the Chesterfish guys are actually going really, really basic in that they're trying to make these tools that can be even used offline. So it's kind of like if I'm thinking of it as like a layered kind of situation where like the top layer would be DAO, and they're creating like another layer that could capture all the information that could go into DAO, you know, in some kind of ways. So I think
that's really interesting. I mean, I always wonder about that with like more rural communities where it's just like, yeah, like I mean, at the end of the day, like DAO tooling and governance tooling is like, it's just a tool, right? And that doesn't really like replace good governance practices. So obviously there's that, but then just like, yeah, with like oral communities like in South America or rural communities, like, you know, like that just like are having conversations with a group of people and like make that decision, like, A, do you need to track it on chain? And like, B, if you do, how you're like recording that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. So no, that's big. That's actually a really big one as well for me when I'm working with these communities, because sometimes it's just like, okay, but you're not going to make them change their like the way of doing things. They've always done it this way. So how do you still, you know, create a layer of technology that will help with that, but then not just replace what they're already doing, you know? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Do you think about that much? Just like what, like what is important to track on chain, and like I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that kind of thing.
Honestly, because it's like that's basically been like the basis of my research for the last 1 year. You know, what is it that needs to be on chain? What doesn't need to be on chain? You know, it's almost always financial decisions. You know, you just want that transparency, but like sometimes signaling proposals, stuff like that, like sometimes, you know, changing leadership and stuff like that, it's also sometimes not, you don't want that to be visible to everyone. You know, it's kind of like the elective committee or the governance committee wants to make a decision. They decide who they want to put on. That information is not really supposed to be shared. That information is kind of, you know, it's for the governing council to know. So
Right.
yeah, that's kind of important. But I think almost always it's financial. It's always like the financial transactions, who's taking out what is it being used for. I guess in terms of now the work that we're doing here, it's obviously, you know, the data, you know, what's being monitored, that always has to be on chain, you know, or it's just important when that is on chain. Yeah, I think the information about the group as well is really important. Like how many people are in the group, what their roles are.
Right.
You should have some transparency on that. But yeah, it's just basically, it's in fact one of my biggest challenges is this, that each group is so unique and so different that it's so difficult to create this like blanket statement, like groups are like this or like that, and it's like it's kind of just like
yeah,
what do I say, what do I write about? All of them are different.
yeah. Well, now too, I'm thinking about like, you know, just like in our world, like thinking about, okay, like a lot of things that you might have like on-chain like, because like you want on-chain decision making to do gated like things where it's like you don't want to have like control, like you don't want one person to like take control of things, like things around finances or I don't know, like issuing credits or just like whatever it might be, or like if people are excited about participating. But then now I'm just even thinking about like data posts as like oh, previously it'd be like, yeah, like you want to record like decision events, like oh, this community decided X, or we're adding a new person to the governing council, and like that might not be expressed on chain if like people just don't feel the need to like use that on chain governance functionality. But like how could we like leverage things like data posts around just like project milestones or just like updates, right? Like in Fisha, it's not like, oh, like we're using DAO tooling to show that we made this decision, but it's like, hey, like we as an organization decided this, and here's our executive summary on that, like written up here.
That's actually, that makes a lot more sense. You know, it's kind of just like an announcement, you know, rather than it's almost forced if you ask people to do those kinds of decisions on chain, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's definitely an experiment, and I think we just need to be cognizant of the fact that this is all going to be a really slow, long, painful journey that that may not work, but it's worth trying, you know.
Yeah.
It's really yeah. So whereabouts did you say you were?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in Montana right now. Do you know where Montana is?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm there right now, and then I'm gonna go to Washington actually this weekend, and I'm gonna meet up with Austin for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out and do some
Aren't they
co-working and
hiking right now?
yeah, I think they get out of the trail tomorrow. Like that's when they're gonna be back in service, and so I'll try to meet up with them Saturday night or Sunday, and then we have an Airbnb for a few days.
Awesome. Yeah.
So we'll do some co-working and probably also just hanging out.
Yeah. That's important. I'm actually super jealous that you all get to do that. You know, it's like,
yeah,
it's like I have to hop on a plane, but
yeah, the one thing of it, you know, like the US, people always bitch about living here sometimes because it's just like it's a political fucking nightmare and like all this stuff. But I'm also just like, it's so easy to like it's such a like ecologically diverse place, and like you can drive 10 hours and just be in an entirely new ecosystem. And we have all of this, like all of these national parks and like public land, and it's just like the amount of like stuff that you can do here is insane. And like that's definitely what I kind of like have built my life around prioritizing. And it's just like so awesome. We feel so privileged to be out here.
That's right. Yeah, we were trying as the foundation to see where we could all meet up, and with visas and everything, it seemed like Europe was the best place, and we were so close to meeting up. And then I had a baby, and it's like, oh.
Is it pretty for you to get a visa in those places? I know for Ravathi it was pretty hard to get a visa in the US, but
even for Nena, it's like India is just blacklisted. But for me, I luckily had a 10-year US visa, which is actually expiring next month. So I think I'm gonna try and work on getting another US visa. But I have my Canadian visa. The hardest one to get was the UK, which I think it was just that time, the Rishi Sunak time, where they were not giving out visas to people. And I remember I applied, I even paid for it, and they were like, yeah, that will be 9 months. It's like, okay, I have a conference next month. There's no way I'm going to get it. You know? And so I withdrew it. But no, for Kenyans, somehow we're not as, I don't know, blacklisted as everyone else. So it's kind of easy. But Europe is super easy to get. It takes 2 weeks to get a visa. It's just it costs money every time you want to get a visa. It's like $100, $150, 200, 300 in the case of the UK, which is ridiculous. Like,
so now that you have a kid, is everyone gonna have to come visit you, or is Kenya now the destination for?
That would be so great. I think everyone would love it here as well. It would probably also be like, I think the most economical to just fly everyone to Kenya, you know. But yeah, I mean, we're making our kid into a very like travel friendly baby. Just like he's already been on a ferry, he's been on a boat, he's been on like a bus, he's been on a train, and he's been on like a few continental flights. So we're just gonna keep like making him into a travel baby, and hopefully like we'll just travel with him as well, you know. Let's see, I think I'm gonna have to send everyone a 10-minute broadcast. Let's see.
Are you feeling like the whole monkeypox thing is close to home for you?
You know, we have had so many in terms of like Ebola and like all these other outbreaks, and they were dealt with so well that it's not really scary to me. Ebola was more scary. You know, monkeypox is just a bunch of like really bad, like, you know, it's bad. Yes, it is bad, but I feel like at least it's visible. Whereas with Ebola, it wasn't, right? And you just like bleed to death, right? So that was the scary one. With monkeypox, I'm kind of just I kind of have faith in our quarantining system. I feel like that's why people said Kenya dealt with COVID as well really well, because that's kind of like something that we were already used to. So no, short answer is no, I'm not afraid. Everyone I know is like running to get vaccinated. So just like, I don't know.
Yeah, just talking about travel, I was thinking, does that, you know, are people saying don't travel or be a little bit more conservative? Yeah.
It's just a mom group I'm in. I didn't even know about it. It's just a mom group I'm in that was like, oh, should I get my babies vaccinated? And then I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's an actual thing. Okay. But it's like the second time it's coming in, so. 10 minutes in. Did Becca used to bring everyone back to the room, or?
I don't know. I normally have conflicting meetings during the ecocredit builder lab, so this is like the first full one that I've kind of attended.
Okay. Let's see, let me just bring everyone back. Oops. Let me bring them back 5 minutes too, because now it's kind of like 1.
What are the things that you're mostly working on for the foundation right now?
What are the things that are missing?
Or we're mostly working on with the foundation?
Oh, what stuff are we working on? Other than the DAO pilots, it's mostly just, right now it's kind of a ghost though, because of everyone being on break, right? Nana's often her like 3rd wedding, and the same person.
It's like summer for most of the world, and people are
basically. So I'm just like kind of focusing on my research, but everybody's kind of just on a break. So we're doing the DAO pilot thing, and then that's about it, and a lot of fundraising. Yeah, or at least like looking into grants and stuff. But I think the DAO pilots is our primary main focus right now. Yeah.
And do you guys all work on them together, or do you each take on like a few pilots?
Yeah, each of us have got kind of like a few groups that we're working on, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which are the ones that you're working with, mostly?
Yeah, so I've been working with 4 groups in particular that the whole trauma thing is focused around, and one of them is a conservation group that's got, I don't know how many acres. It was kind of like 3,000 and something acres. They've got a mountain too that they're stewarding. And there's the Mangrove Creek Association, which is like 42 different groups all combining. And then there's an urban regenerative group, and there's another like agroforestry, syntropic agroforestry women's group that I'm working with. So those are yeah, they're all low tech, so it's like it's really, really slow. Like if I want to make any kind of big kind of announcement or anything, I have to kind of physically be there with them and like walk them through it and like explain it. So it seems like, you know, it's been a year, but it's kind of just like it's a lot of that time is kind of just getting people to understand what it is that we're trying to do, you know. And yeah, it's still pretty interesting. They're all just like they're all working with like 0 finances. So.
Yeah. Have you ever met Hannah from ERA Brazil?
Who?
Hannah from ERA Brazil, like Hannah Simmons.
No. I mean, I know they're working on I read their paper, but no, I've never met.
They developed like a lot of what their organization does outside carbon and biodiversity credits is women empowerment, and they did a women empowerment like agroforestry credit and like project, and they do a lot of like work around that. I can try to pull up the LinkedIn post where they launched it and send it to you, but
yes, please.
Yeah, not necessarily saying that like that's like something that this group should put on, but just like something cool to explore and thinking about it in that lane.
I would love to read about anyone doing anything and just like see how we can learn from each other, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring everyone back. I don't know if it's rude to like just close all the rooms. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, they have 60 seconds. Okay, that's better. I thought it was just gonna be like
like immediately everyone gets brought back.
Like if people are in their thoughts and then it's just room. Okay, this is nice. Zoom is nice. Well, yeah, it was really cool jamming with you.
Yeah. Are you going to Climate Week?
No, not this year.
So. Yeah.
No, we did a big travel already. I don't want to put the baby through that much.
Yeah.
But probably next year for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited to spend some time with Austin and just like learn a little bit more about what you guys are up to, and hopefully align the investment pitches a little bit. We can
yeah.
That'd
be fun. Enjoy yourself. Have some fun too.
Thanks. Yeah, we will. I'm not gonna like throw Austin into just hard working after like a spiritual experience on the trail for 3 weeks.
Right. Welcome back, everyone. So I hope you had some interesting conversations. Sorry to cut you all short, but I felt that it was necessary to reconvene and sort of just have some closing thoughts. I hope you've all shared your emails with each other if you want to continue the conversation. Does anyone have any closing thoughts, any closing remarks?
Yeah, we had a great chat in ours. I just really appreciate it. It was great questions around where non-carbon credits in particular fit into the market, the fluidness of that market, ecological impact as the story, how we communicate that and find a home in buyers' minds and on their balance sheet. So just what that looks like, what we're seeing at Regen. So anyhow, I think we have a number of follow-up calls to pick up. So thanks, everyone.
Amazing. Amazing. Awesome. So thank you all for coming today. I'm really excited to have hosted you all today as Becca. And I guess I'll be seeing you all at the next EcoCredit Builder Lab. Check out our Hilo as well in case you have any other questions and you want to continue the conversation there. That's a great place for us to convene and continue the conversation there. So thank you.
Thanks,
all.
everybody.
Enjoy your summer and have a good evening.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Guys, see you later.
See ya.
Here, guys.
Bye.